I'm Crystal Gazer, and this is Crystal's Ballroom. I'm Crystal, this is the ball, and this is the room. I've had many people write in wondering what kind of guarantee I give with my readings. I find guarantees such a kind of, odd phrase and idea to put with readings. You can't guarantee anything. If I tell you something, then it could happen and it might not happen. As I've said, fortune telling is not an exact science. It's sort of a guide. It's a help, it's an assistance. Like maybe you come to a fork in the road and you don't quite know what direction to go in. And you think, wow, Crystal said the letter B. And maybe that helps you. And I think that's what it's all about. So I think the guarantee is that no matter what, my readings will make you happy. Because that's what I'm going for. I'm going for happy readings. So not that I ignore the dark foreboding. Actually, I do. I just completely ignore them. And I just look for the positive. So, I could do a reading here in my ball. And maybe there's like lots of dark foreboding. I just tell you the good stuff. Because that's what I think it's about. Because you get what you focus on. So focus on the good stuff. That's what I'm thinking. There was a woman that came in the other week. And I did a reading for her. And she wanted me to do everything. Like everything I did. Like I think her appointment was like about 15 hours long. Something like that. And I started off doing the ball. And it was, like this ball didn't even go on. It did not even glow. Like it was having an eclipse. Like you have no idea. And I just stared at it. And she was getting very nervous. And she's like, do you see anything? And I was staring. And it was like entirely, I'm talking full lunar eclipse. You couldn't see nothing. Like, how the ball looks white? It was like black. Like if it was on the table right now, like this over there, you could not see it. And I just looked and I looked her right in the eye and I said, you are going to have the most peaceful sleep tonight ever. And that was the first part. And still, she wanted more. So then we went to the stones and I put the stones on the table. And they literally, and this has never happened to me before, they literally formed a letter X. Like, it was like, do not enter X cross. Like, I've never seen, like, perfectly aligned. I've had things that sort of look like, a letter T or something. But this was plainly and clearly a big letter X. And I just looked at it and I said, on your way home, you're going to see some railway tracks. And that was okay. She was all right with that. So then she said, can you do the tarot cards? So I went to do the tarot cards and I got the death card. Yeah, you probably guessed it. See, you have a little bit of clairvoyant in yourself. Now, death doesn't always mean death. That's the good thing. Sometimes it means rebirth or rejuvenation. So I just looked at it. And I looked at it and I said, you're going to meet a man with the French last name of Diaz. And she was all right with that because she was actually taking a trip. So she was pretty excited because she was single. Then she asked me to read her palm. And I'm not really gifted in palmistry. I can do it. I can do, the basics. But I looked down and I swear not one line on her hand joined. Like she barely even had any lines. And that's when we realized that she had actually given me her false hand. She had one of those robotic false hands. It looks like a real hand. So she had no palm lines. So that was scary for me for a minute. And I thought maybe she's testing me, but she wasn't. She just forgot. It's really natural to her. So she gave me her other hand. And there was this sort of color. I've never really seen like a color in a palm. Some people, you have the pinkish, bluish, palish, olive tones. Hers, I swear to you, was green. It was the whole palm, like from the wrist practically to the fingertips was green. Like I at first thought she had, put it in some paint or something. And I don't know what that was, but I just looked down and I said, you are a fabulous gardener. And she was okay with that. And then finally, these all took, a really long time. because she was doing a lot of talking. I mean, the two of us in a room, you couldn't get a word in edgewise. But she was very nervous, and she felt this foreboding. Like, she felt this thing over her shoulder, and she really wanted some guidance. So I did everything I could for her, and finally I pulled out, the Chinese horoscopes that I have, astrology in my drawers, my little set of 3 drawers. Let me show it to you in case you haven't seen it. This little thing. And finally, I opened that up, and the paper I actually pulled out was blank, which is really, really strange, because I swear to you, everything I put in that drawer is written on. But this one was blank, both sides. Now, I couldn't really look at both sides when she was watching me because she'd get really nervous. But I could see through the paper that there was nothing on the other side. So I looked at her and I said, your schedule has completely cleared up. You're free. Well, she just said that sense of foreboding just left her. And she was so happy. And she left elated. So sometimes you really have to stretch. That's the thing, life presents you with challenges and you have to stretch. But I felt I did her justice. And she's doing really well. I'm sure you were concerned.